So I didn't want to just maintain it. I wanted to build. You can easily be in that comfort zone. They want to build over the survivability. So some things you can try out, right? And some might work, some might not work. Me and my other friend, we started a small business. We didn't get success in it, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We learned where to get the suppliers from China, right? We tried local manufacturers in Canada. So we build relations. You need to get out to get mentorship. Without mentorship, it will take you 10 years to get the same thing that you could have achieved in 3 years. मेरा एक friend है, he started similar to Subway, he started a business. We have to make sure that we help them. It's like a, how you say, it's like a boomerang, it comes around. So we came at $0. So every dollar we make is a profit.
Yeah.
Right? But every dollar we spend is gone. Right? What you can do with $10, you can do with $100,000. If you don't do that with $10, you're not going to do that with $100,000.
Hey guys, and welcome to the third episode of Build Different Abroad. And today I have a very special guest with us, Dharmil Vyas. And to give a brief introduction about him, Dharmil came to Canada 14 years ago. I know, that's a long time. And after coming to Canada, he not only did a stable job, but he also built multiple streams of income. We'll say, okay, Anshika, what multiple streams of income? So to begin with, he also participated in a startup. You were a partner and they sold that startup for over $1 million. Let's start with the biggest achievement. And he was also a mechanical engineer, but he pivoted into cybersecurity. And along with that, he has also multiple businesses. And he's also real estate agent. Dharmil, where to stop?
It's fun.
Is there a stop anywhere?
No. Still starting up.
Sorry?
Still starting up.
For sure. Dharmil is just starting up. So many more ventures to go, I'm assuming.
Definitely.
And also, this podcast is super helpful for people who are new to Canada, who are looking to learn more about how to build financial independence, and also who are looking to generate multiple streams of income. Or maybe we can say who wants to go beyond their jobs and have that multiple streams or side hustles going on. So in this podcast, we will uncover the mindset, what pushed him, and how did he get started in it, and also what financial independence looks for him and how did he build it. So let's get started. So Dharmil, first thing I would like to know is, like, you have so much going on, but when you got your first stable job, what kept you going? Because like mostly people, they stop once they get a job. They're like, okay, fine, they'll just use this money to invest in multiple places. But then what made you feel like, I want to go for more?
Well, see, my first job was at a pizza store.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So now it was fun that you can make pizzas. It's fun. But then when I got my first co-op as a mechanical engineer, it was so interesting that you can start developing, innovating, and actually build stuff that people use in daily lives. And that was like an inspiration that, oh, what I'm making, people are using, right? And when I saw that as a job, it was interesting. As a student, you get so much exposure to different environments. And given the opportunity at 3 different co-ops, I learned a lot. And then when I finished my course, I went for an actual job. I implemented all that co-op knowledge and then went straight into that work environment, knowing that I have to start, implement, innovate. But side of the mind, I had 2 things. Get my PR, because I came as a student, I needed to get my PR. So the stability is important until you have your PR, your immigration done. But once that's done, it's time to scale.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I didn't want to just maintain it, I wanted to build. What I mean is, when you are in a job, you can easily maintain it. You can easily be in that comfort zone that you can pay your bills. You can basically survive.
Yeah.
You can pay your bills, you have a roof over your head, everything's going good, that's great. But the immigrants who come to Canada, they want something more. They want to build over the survivability. Right? So that comes in only through business.
Interest.
And diversifying your incomes. So having a stable job is essential until you have that survival taken care of. There is no way you can go directly into business or directly into diversification. The ground building is important with having the job, a secure, better paying job, and you can also have multiple jobs. So whenever I was doing jobs in mechanical, I always had 2 or 3 jobs. I had my full-time income coming in, then I'll go to different places, different manufacturing units. I'll say that, hey, I can do CAD work for you. And they might have something for, let's say, 3-4 months where they're getting a lot of customers, they're getting a lot of work. They say, hey, can you do it? And that's where I started a corporation. I didn't know anything, right? But I saw that corporation has less tax, you can have more benefits compared to getting everything on SIN. So opportunity comes up, you learn on the way and keep going.
Oh, so when you say corporation, what does it exactly mean? Did you start your own business? You registered it with Government of Canada?
Exactly. So there's provincial nomination, you can have your provincially or you can have federally. So when you do provincially, you get some benefits. Federal, your name is secured federally. Let's not get it too complicated, but the main thing is that you diversify from just your SIN number to a business number, right? And then you have more tax benefits, and then you can have more expenses that can be taken care through the taxes. So you keep more money in your pocket.
Interesting. Do they have a minimum threshold or a minimum revenue?
No.
If you're earning this much, then only. If your business is earning this much, then only. You literally just have to register.
You have to register, so you can start a sole proprietorship, or you can start a corporation. Corporation is too much, but you can start a sole proprietorship, right? It has benefits that you don't have, everything doesn't go on your SIN, and it's a separate entity, right? So everything's not tied to you.
Okay.
Right? So, and plus once you start a corporation or a sole proprietorship, your mindset changes a little bit. That, hey, I cannot make zero money. I have to make something. Let me get some clients. Let me get out of my comfort zone, right? Reach out to some people who might be interested in my services. So instead of providing the services to just one company, now you're slowly thinking in, okay, how can I go to different companies, give different services that I can provide? And your basically learning improves. If I'm stuck at one job, I'll only know about what they do. Versus once I go to 3 different companies, my experience is 3x.
Interesting. And when you say a different business, so does it even need to have या फिर अगर एक person employee, then also it works?
Yeah, it could be just yourself. अगर मैं अकेला ही हूँ मेरे corporation में, मैं अकेला ही हूँ, it doesn't matter. अगर sole proprietorship में मैं अकेला ही हूँ, it doesn't matter. But at least now you can either employ people in the future, right? और you know कि okay मुझे टैक्स में ऐसा करना है, right? वो पूरी फील्ड आपकी एक अनलॉक होती है कि okay मैं कैसे पैसे बचाऊँ, right? तो वो मेंटालिटी स्लोली आपको इम्प्रूव करेगी, right? Like over the years when I started I knew nothing, right? But over the years I was like okay ये भी चीज़ है, there's one more thing I should look into. तो वैसे करते करते after 4-5 years you see okay if you look back, oh wow where did I come? I know so much now, right? तो वो start small but slowly वो आपको आ जाएगा.
Nice. So the way I'm articulating it, when you started, it was a job, but then you also emphasized more on कि once you have your stable job and your first goal was to get a PR and that was done, then you thought more about scalability.
Exactly.
And to get that scalability in picture, that's where you went in there, okay fine, I'm gonna try these multiple jobs or multiple businesses because not only it will help you generate multiple streams of income, but it will also expand your thinking mindset, your whole spectrum of the way thinking, right? Wow, that's interesting. I really don't think a lot of people think beyond this level. I think because for everyone the game is more about okay fine, once the money is coming in, like
Right.
maybe we can get more money by changing the roles or maybe changing the companies, but how did you build this muscle? Like क्या बचपन से इतने curious थे या what
No.
changed for you?
I think it's more fun for me. So let's say if you look at so many businesses around, you look at so many people doing different business in different fields. So it's like, how do they do it? Can I do it? Oh, अगर कोई कुछ कर रहा है in restaurant, oh ये मुझे भी ये करना है, right? तो वो अंदर से जो आता है ना कि मुझे ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, ये भी करना है, right? तो some things you can try out, right? And some might work, some might not work. Right? For example, the startup that we were talking about, that worked out well, right? Then we also, during COVID, started, me and my other friend, we started a small business where we wanted to sell pouches for the mask. Because people were forgetting, oh, मैंने mask कहाँ रख दिया, right? So that was an issue. We picked up, right? And then we tried to solve it. We didn't get success in it, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We learned where to get the suppliers from China, right? We tried local manufacturers in Canada. So we build relations, right? And then that's where like my corporation would come in handy. Right? So like once you have your basic done, right? Like you have your basic income coming from one job. So I can take out, okay, I'll take out $1,000, $2,000. I'll try something out. If it works or not, we don't know, right? But slowly you have that experience building that in the future, 5-7 years down the line, you'll be like, हाँ ये काम कर गया, right?
Yeah, and also I'm curious कि when you start a business, there are so many people जो start करने में डरते हैं because they feel कि oh now if we start in it हमारा time invest होगा, energy invest होगी, and how do you have that balance in your head कि okay fine, if this business is working or not, this is where I stop.
Interesting. So see, that's where I said that your survival, right, has to be taken care of. You don't have to quit your job. You cannot quit your job, right? You have to have a stable income, and you have to kind of go in a way that चलो मेरी ये income आ रही है, for example $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month, right? And वो जो $5,000 है उसमें से मैं कितना spend कर रहा हूँ. The first thing is you save as much as you can, right? उससे क्या होगा कि if you want to start a business, you can easily take like $2,000, $3,000 off और आपको survivability में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. That is the main thing you have to do. The second thing I would say is having a good group. अगर आपके friends वो mindset वाले हैं और आपको for example if one of my friend is doing taxes, other friend is in business, other friend is in electronics, one is in IT, तो हम 5 friends ही मिलकर कोई भी कंपनी चला सकते हैं.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
We don't have to pay anyone else.
True.
तो वो हमें बहुत ही ज़्यादा हेल्प करती है और हमने वही किया है. लाइक जो भी हमारे लाइक माय कज़न मेरा फ्रेंड है तो हम मिलके ही सोचते ओके गिवन द रिसोर्सेज गिवन द टाइम वी हैव व्हाट्स द बेस्ट वी कैन कम अप विद और उधर से वी क्लिक इन टू सम इंटरेस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट्स. फॉर एग्जांपल अभी मैं रियल एस्टेट में भी ऐसे ही एंटर हुआ कि माय कज़न एंड माय अंकल दे हैव अ ब्रोकरेज. तो दे सेड you want to try something out? I'm like, sure. Now, it's not just a license. You need to understand, it's the knowledge that comes with it, right? Real estate knowledge is very important, that I know about businesses, I know about corporations, how industries work, how residential work, how different areas work, right?
Yeah.
Now, all that knowledge, if I'm sitting outside, I won't have that knowledge. But once I'm inside,
yeah,
for me, my family, my friends, I have such a big information that they can benefit from. Right? So it's more about knowledge rather than just like चलो मैं बहुत सारे घर सेल करूँगा, मैं बहुत सारे पैसे बनाऊँगा. That's not it. The knowledge that you get, right? That you can build wealth with it, right? That's the main goal.
Interesting. So that was like your initial push whenever it comes to trying out a different genre or a different
Right.
business.
Yes.
But I would just like to loop back on, let's say you got into real estate,
Yeah.
and okay, few things are working for you, but there might be few things which are not,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it can be for a business too.
Yeah.
So when do you feel like okay, now let's keep all the optimism aside.
Yeah.
This is not working for me now. So this is the calculated risk I'm gonna take when I am getting into this field. How do you put your head around that?
See that I'll come back to the same point that once you have a steady income coming in, you have that savings,
Yeah.
then you can play around. If I
Yeah.
waste my money around, right, then I won't have that base capital, right? Like for example, I can easily sustain myself for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years without any job.
Yeah.
Right? If I have that much saved up, then I can take risk, calculated risk. Right?
Okay, so it's
that-
basically the money.
Exactly. Basically, if you have that pool of money, right, where you have that security net for your survival, then you can set aside money for, let's say, मैं बोलूँ कि मुझे जो कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट करना है, राइट, मुझे कोई साइड प्रोजेक्ट करना है, स्टार्टअप करना है, तो I'm like, okay, I'll go on sites like wix.com, make a site, launch it, $200, $300, nothing
Yeah.
much, right?
Yeah.
You find a supplier, right? Or if it's a product launch, if आप service दे रहे हो, तो you have to have a group of friends. I would recommend instead of going out to someone, उससे पैसे बहुत बचते हैं, right? So
right.
वो सारी चीज़ें when you do cost cutting, आपकी first of all expenditure बहुत कम हो जाता है. You can launch something that you might have taken like $15,000 just in like $5,000, right? And then cost cutting किया है, so you can go longer, right? And once you have friends who are pulling in money, it's not only you. You have your friends, right? जिनके everyone put $1,000,
Yeah.
किसी को उतना वो हुआ
Yeah.
नहीं, that's okay, right? And जैसे ही अगर सक्सेस मिलती है, तो all 5 benefit and you have much more collaboration जिससे आप ज़्यादा आगे जा पाओगे. If you try to do it alone, उसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या आएगा कि you will have to give lot of money for different services, right? तो
Yeah.
वो expensive हो जाता है. And the other thing that जो हम startup में जब हमने start किया, we got lot of funding through grants,
अच्छा.
right? तो knowing those के वो available है, Ontario government push कर रही है, lot of institutions push कर रही है. You need to know के where to get funding from. You need to
Yeah.
reach out to the right people.
Yeah.
That is very important,
Interesting.
right? And real estate में क्या है कि once you get into it, right? तो you know कि which businesses are good, which are not, right? So that's how when we entered into helping restaurants, right? तो we knew कि okay, ये restaurant अच्छा कर सकती है, नहीं कर सकती. How? Looking at the data, right? You
Yeah.
cannot just blindly go into like हाँ चलो ये काम कर जाएगा. That is risk.
Yeah.
But when you calculate your risk,
Yeah.
that okay, if this restaurant is in this area, right? This is the footfall it's getting,
Yeah.
and surrounding में ये चीज़ है.
हाँ.
Maybe we can improve it, and it can do better. लोगों के मन में क्या आता है, like few of our clients के मैं ये रेस्टोरेंट लूँगा, मैं इतना अच्छा कर दूंगा कि सब हमारे इधर आ जाएंगे,
Yeah.
and then we'll be doing amazing,
Yeah.
right? But that
Best case scenario.
best case scenario, right?
Yeah.
वो बहुत ही like tunnel vision हो जाता है. You have to think of wider things that can affect, right?
Yeah.
तो वो जैसे ही आप calculate करते हो और calculated risk लेते हो, then it works out.
Oh, interesting. And also I think, Dharmil, on that point, like as you mentioned, like your circle, because
Yes.
even for starting a business, I think you need to have that very good circle around
Yes.
you, right? क्योंकि अगर you are like a sum of like the 5 people around you,
Exactly.
अगर वो सारे इतने ambitious नहीं होंगे, thinking forward नहीं होंगे,
Yeah.
then you're again back in the same
Exactly.
boat. So I think it's very important to have like those healthy connections around you who always push you more. Yeah, maybe
Right.
they keep trying new things, so you
Exactly.
also get that push. Ki,
Yeah.
oh wow, maybe I can also try this thing. Yeah, as you said, like in your initiative, if you want, they'll always be the ones who will support you. Ki,
Exactly.
like, because they are having the same mindset as you. So
Right.
even like living abroad, it's very important to be selective about your friends.
Yes.
Like, what is your company, and who are you surrounding yourself with?
See,
Like,
this is how I think is, if you were in India, right? If you wanted to get a job or start a business, your father will make calls to his friends and families,
yeah,
right? You
Yeah.
get a job,
yeah,
you can easily start a business.
yeah.
Can you today in Canada call someone, get a job and start a business?
No.
Right? So that's where your family and friends come in, right? Because we all are immigrants in a
Yeah.
starting phase,
Yeah.
right? So you have to connect to people who can lead you,
Right.
right? So that only happens when you have a circle who has gone through lot of things before you, right?
Yeah.
You have to reach out to, like, people think that, oh, going to a temple, मैं क्या करूँगा, मेरी एज ये है वो है,
हाँ.
right?
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's about connections you build, right? There will be someone who might be in IT there. There will be someone who is in mechanical. There is someone who might have a business,
Yeah.
right? Slowly, gradually, you build relations,
Right.
right? So that getting that 5 people around you is very essential,
True.
and that's how you go to scalable, right? You can be in be in that mindset that okay, मैं अपनी job कर रहा हूँ,
हाँ.
9 to 5, I'm happy. I love to go to Toronto downtown for a walk, for a jog. I
Yeah.
love to go to Mexico. I love to go to, मैं easily ये सब afford कर रहा हूँ, I'm happy, right? But once you want to scale, right, that's where you have to have your circle
Yeah.
of few people who
Yeah.
understand. You need to get out to get mentorship. Without mentorship, it will take you 10 years to get the same thing that you could have achieved in 3 years.
Very
Right.
true.
So that's, mentorship is very important. Like in my case, I'll give you an example. The first co-op that I did, right? He started a startup. In the second startup, I was at much better partnership role, right? And when I finished my schooling, he recommended me to a company. I got a job.
Oh wow.
I didn't have to apply, right?
Nice.
That's what it is about connections, right? Because I'm sure everyone's hardworking. All the immigrants who come to Canada, everyone's hardworking. There's no doubt,
Yeah.
right? The only thing I think people might lag is making connections.
Right. And it's such a broad topic, like, you know, like this making connections. क्योंकि उसमें भी depends on like कि how is your energy, कितनी आपकी
Exactly.
energy match हो रही है.
Agreed.
For me, like when I think about it, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है इसके कितने सारे multiple routes है. Like it can be through your friends, which is like the easiest way to go.
Right.
या अगर आपको किसी और के साथ like जिनको आप personally नहीं जानते हो, या तो उनको LinkedIn पे ऐड करोगे, या तो
Yeah.
किसी की प्रोफाइल अच्छी लग गई अपने Instagram पे ऐड कर लिया, कभी उनसे बात कर ली.
Right.
But as you've been in Canada for like 14 years, what was your approach towards building a connection? Because I'm pretty sure like for you, quality would have been better than quantity, but then like how did you go about it?
I think it was pretty simple for me, building connections, because in general I feel like I'm more like I have a sense of getting the right people around me. So it was pretty simple that way. But I would say that wherever I worked, like my pizza store, restaurants that initial days I worked in, still I have a good connection with the owners, right? In today's term, maybe I could be their partner, right? Because now I am much more stable than I was as a student, right? But when you guys are working in a restaurant or anywhere, you shouldn't like burn that bridge between owner and you, that oh मुझे ये shift नहीं मिली, या मुझे, you know, like silly things. Don't break the bridge between you and the owners. ये आपका connection ऐसा बनना चाहिए कि future में आप और जो भी current owner है वो मिलकर या business start करो, right? Like to that level, each and every connection you make is that important, right?
How do you maintain that? Because like let's say आपने co-op किया,
हाँ.
that was like 3 years ago, 4 years, assuming.
That was 2016.
2016.
Yes.
10 years ago.
Yes.
But how did you maintain that relationship? क्योंकि रोज में तो बात नहीं होती है, like.
नहीं होती है, but see, you have to make an effort, small effort, right? Like for example, जो भी मेरे सर्कल में है, everyone's birthday is on my calendar, right? So I know कि okay, I gotta wish them, and वो एक talking point होता है. You catch up even after 1 year, right? But you will remember all that fun times that you had, right?
Yeah.
You will talk about the other colleagues that what they are doing, right? So वो जो आपका पूरा loop back एक साल में मिल जाता है, that's amazing, right? So you might think कि चलो इसकी birthday है, मैंने happy birthday बोल दिया, नहीं. Make an effort to call them, right? Make an effort कि आप उनके special day पर, right? वो पूरा reconnect करते हो. तो अब कल उठ के मे बी दैट गाय माइट स्टार्ट अ मॉर्गेज बिजनेस, माइट बी रियल एस्टेट, क्योंकि सबको कुछ करना है. Everyone's going to do something, right? So why not get together, right? And help them build their business, right? अगर for example मेरे एक friend है, he started similar to Subway, he started a business, right? तो we have to make sure that we help them, right? या कल उठकर मैंने कोई business खोला, right? तो they will be the ones they will be supporting in my initial days, right? तो वो जो आप connection के साथ करते हो, वो it's like a, how you say, it's like a boomerang, it comes around.
Interesting. And also like professionally, how do you stay in touch with these people?
So professionally what I do is usually I keep them whenever I'm switching jobs or I'm stuck at some place that I need to figure out. I always look them as a mentor, and they are. Like I always look them as my mentor, and I'll call them and ask like, what should I do? Simply.
And they are fine with it?
Everyone loves to guide you. Everyone loves to guide you, right? But you have to reach out. Our thought process is like, अरे मैं पूछ लूँगा तो क्या होगा?
I was just gonna come to this. Like people think like, oh my god, if I reach out, will I look bad?
What's bad, right? There's nothing such thing as bad. Like you are reaching out. You first of all, you are going better in your job. You are going to achieve something more, right? And you always need guidance. That's where what my point is. Like mentorship is very important, right? So the first co-op that I got, even today, if I have to switch a job, if I'm opening up a business, I'm doing anything. He's my first call, right? Just to get his input, because he has been through so much, right? He has started a business. He has been very successful. He has maintained a very successful job, right? He has maintained his family life. So he has gone through that, right?
True.
And I'll think so much big about myself, right? That will only bring me down. But if I just simply reach out, he'll guide me. And what happens is I'm good with bouncing my ideas, right? I've learned through the way that if I bounce my ideas, new ideas come up. So when I talk to like 2-3 different mentors, right? Everyone gives me some input, right? And I'll be like, हाँ मैं ऐसा भी कर सकता हूँ, मैं ऐसा भी कर सकता हूँ, right? जैसे हम दोस्त साथ बैठकर बातें करते हैं, तो जब हम सोचते नहीं है अगर ट्रिप प्लान करते हैं, right? Everyone's love to trip planning, right? तो ये करते दूसरा बोलेगा अरे ये भी कर सकते हैं, फिर बोलेगा हाँ नहीं ये सही है, right? तो same thing happens in mentorship. When you have 3-4 different mentors, right? वो चाहे business buy करने के लिए हो, चाहे वो job के लिए हो, right? Any field, you need to have that inner circle जो आपको सही में guidance दे रहे, right? और वो ऐसे ही नहीं मिलते हैं, पर once you start talking to 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 people, उसमें से 2-3 stuck हो जाएंगे. जो आप कह रहे थे ना वाइब मैच हो रही है, राइट? वो आपको 3-4 के साथ हो ही जाएगी, राइट? एंड वंस यू कंटिन्यू दैट, तो वो आपका एक लॉन्ग फैमिली रिलेशन बन जाता है.
Nice. I think that's a very interesting take because as you mentioned कि like the first thought जो हर किसी के mind में आता है, they are like how can we reach out, and somewhere implicitly there is also that subtle ego that like if I if I reach out, I would look maybe small. So
वो भी I think it's like उसको कैसा लगेगा मुझे ये नहीं पता है, right?
Yeah.
It's okay, right? Like सबके लाइफ में वो पॉइंट होता ही है, and even your mentor अगर आप कभी उनके साथ बात कर रहे हो तो आपको भी लगेगा अरे इसको ये नहीं पता है, right?
Yeah.
तो it's okay. like क्या फर्क पड़ता है, नहीं पता है, it's nothing.
True. I think that take is very interesting. If you just have that curiosity and you overcome that gap in your head, that it doesn't matter. I will just reach out to this person with the hunger to learn and grow.
Exactly.
That's it. That's the key.
Exactly.
Then you don't see that connection as a way of exchanging things or exchanging value, but more of like just learning and growing, because sometimes when you talk to a new person, even that person is learning from you. हो सकता है your mentor must be 15 years in this industry, but as you are a new person, you might be knowing something fresh जो शायद वो struggle कर रहे हो, and with your perspective now even he's getting to learn like a new fresh perspective.
When I was working at the co-op, right, yes, I was bringing something to the table, right, मैं भी कुछ तो लेकर जा रहा था, right, like I had some skill that he wanted, otherwise he wouldn't have me there, right? So it's always give and take relationship, right? Like I'll be learning something and he'll be getting something done through me, right? तो वो तो है ही, and getting that one skill is very important. Like एक skill आप deep में जाओ, that कल उठकर अगर आपको वापस जॉब करनी पड़े या आपको वापस सर्वाइवल मोड में जाना पड़े, तो you have that one skill that will get you a job. It doesn't matter कि आप 100,000 पर थे and now you are at 80,000 or 50,000, right? It doesn't matter. पर वो सर्वाइवेबिलिटी आपकी एक स्किल के वजह से आपको बचा के रखेगी, right? तो फर्स्ट थिंग इज हैविंग दैट डाउन, राइट? आप कुछ कोई भी फील्ड में हो, एक वर्क एक्सपीरियंस 3 साल 5 साल का ले लो, राइट? दैट आफ्टर like let's say doing business for 5 years something didn't work out, you can still go back.
The fallback plan.
Fallback, exactly.
Interesting. So how did you decide that cybersecurity is that for you? Like, did you have like a natural?
Yeah, I had a like little natural inclination, and how AI is coming up, right? And how businesses, each and every business right now needs security, right? They cannot be without cybersecurity. Like it's just not possible. Like we see that even in the war right now between Iran and whatever conflict, right? They attacked data centers of Amazon. Right? So it's the new kind of oil or new defense system that we see, because once cloud network go down, everything goes down, right? So it's like the new industries coming up, and few people are highly equipped with it, but there is still so much gap. Right? So switching, like I still want to learn electronics, right? Like I want to learn so much, but it's like one thing at a time. Right? Because having mechanical understanding with IT helps a lot. The only thing I think I need to know now is electronics. Once I know that, then I can build anything.
But in your mind, did you feel like it's a step back because you've been a mechanical engineer for such a long time? Sometimes most people think that way, कि like अब मैं इतने time से इस industry में हूँ, now if I switch to another industry, maybe now it's gonna be a step back for me, given कि मैंने इतनी time और energy यहाँ लगाई है. So what helped you overcome that? या ये thought आया ही नहीं? You can even say that.
Thought नहीं है, because I diversified. See, like now I'm not at a place that my survivability is at question, right? अगर वो होती तो I wouldn't, right? But the thing is that मैंने वो chunk of money बनाया, उसको invest किया, diversify किया, right? तो now I can think, okay, अगर मैं वापस $50,000 की job cyber security में मुझे मिल रही है, I'm okay, because my other sources of income will support me.
Oh, nice.
Right? So now I can try different things. I can build my skills, my knowledge, right? तो अगर मैं साथ में business भी add कर रहा हूँ, साथ में मैं cyber security भी कर रहा हूँ, मैं mechanical भी कर रहा हूँ, right? तो it works out. Like when I said कि मैं जब starting में job के साथ और 2-3 part time jobs करता था, right? तो now those jobs have become recurring, right? So I haven't lost touch with my mechanical. I still have that mechanical fundamentals dialed in, so that I can still go back to those guys and say, if you want any services, let me know. And they always come back.
Oh, nice.
Right? So I have that one stream dedicated. Now I can go, okay, my cybersecurity, I can maybe do something. It would be like, okay, maybe in 5 years I'll be at a place that I've done something substantial. Right? But right now it's like, okay, I'm learning, it's okay. It's not giving me $100 million, it's okay. Right? But once you diversify, you won't be worried about, okay, one stream is not giving me too much, because others will kind of fill in.
Wow, and I think if you diversify, like just as you mentioned, आपका survivability जब एक वो उसमें आ जाता है, क्योंकि fine, now my survivability is not dependent on like one thing.
Right.
So the best thing is you can actually try out different things where you are naturally feeling gravitated. Like you mentioned, I feel like it was a natural gravity for you towards cybersecurity. So now you didn't even have to think कि like, oh my god, अगर मेरी ये job गई तो मेरे को क्या करना पड़ेगा? या people have, like, I think everyone is scared right now कि अरे अब तो AI आ गया तो अब ये भी जाएगा, ये भी जाएगा.
But see, being scared is natural, right? But you need to have some kind of planning. Right? Some kind of calculated risk. Because अभी IT में भी इतना सारा lay off हुआ. Right? तो I'm sure वो लोग भी सोच रहे होंगे कि मैं क्या reskill करूँ. Right? या चलो मैं कुछ business open करता हूँ. Right? But if those people have savings, right, then they can open a business. But let's say they had amazing jobs, उनका pay बहुत अच्छा था, but they spend all of it. Right? Then it's difficult for them. Right? So that's why once you have a fundamental that is strong enough, right, then your risk taking can be much higher.
Interesting. And talking about that, I do have one question, because I think again ये लोगों को काफी बड़ा blocker लगता है कि like let's say if someone is doing a full-time job, along with that if they have their family here or they are building a family here, या फिर even like एक small tweak कि अब मुझे अगर health पे भी ध्यान देना है तो like abroad there is no one to support you, तो हर चीज एक task होता है in your hand, right? So what was in your mind, because I know you are also like you are at a place where your family just came to Canada and you sure have to like give your time over there also. So how do you balance your full-time job with all these multiple side hustles, and you also give quality time to your family?
So honestly, like I don't think it that like I need to give so much time to this, so much time to this, so much time to this. It's not that. Sometimes it's like maybe even on Monday I'll take a day off randomly and spend my full time with my family.
Nice.
Right? But some days it will be like on weekends I'll be helping the restaurant, right? All my weekends gone. It will be a nice sunny day, right? Nice sunny weekend where family is like, let's go somewhere. Right? I'm like, sorry, I cannot. Right? But it will be like a random Tuesday, random Wednesday, right? And I'll be like, let's go. So it's like you have to adapt to the situation. Right? So it's like once you have, like usually my thinking is wherever you are right now, right? What's the best you can do in terms of everything, right? Like if I'm sitting here right now after 5 hours, okay, what's the best thing I can do? Okay, I'm already in Toronto downtown, right? Can I take my family and go to the park? Right? Or if let's say I'm somewhere and I see there's a nice trail nearby, I just drive there, right? We'll go for a trail. I love camping, so if it's like I see the weather's nice, I'll try to find a spot. I found a spot, leave.
So become more spontaneous,
completely spontaneous.
But while you were building these income, like all these multiple streams, tab I'm pretty sure it would have been even more of a time cruncher, right?
Not really, because it's not one day job, right? It's not like everything's done in like a week or 2 weeks, right? It has been years. Right?
The game of consistency,
right? Like somewhere like no one's so consistent that every day I'll be building something nice. Okay, sab acha hi ho raha, right? It might be okay, acha hua, ab nahi hua, right? But and some days it'll be like आज मन नहीं हो रहा, right? वैसा भी आ जाता है,
Yeah.
Right? It's okay. But the next day, you have to make sure that you start building again. Right? It's like, आज मन नहीं हुआ, कल भी मन नहीं हुआ, उसके बाद भी मन नहीं हुआ, then it doesn't work out, right?
Right.
But एक दो दिन मन नहीं हुआ, it's okay. But then you have to start again grinding. Right? तो वो once you have that mindset कि okay, मुझे कहीं जाना है, मुझे कुछ करना है,
Yeah.
right? तो slowly and steadily you will find out ways. Right? I'm not close-minded. Like मुझे ऐसा नहीं है कि I only want that one restaurant. I only want that one house.
Yeah.
Right? I want a profitable business and I want a profitable, nice house in a nice locality.
Yeah.
Right? Now I'm open to all the opportunities that I have, all the available properties, resources, anything that will come my way. Right? कुछ लोगों के साथ, like I've seen this, that they're like, मुझे ये ही करना है. Right? And then they'll have other good opportunities around them,
Yeah.
but they'll be like, nahi. Right? Like sometimes I'll tell them, okay, this is a good investment opportunity, right? They're like, nahi. Right? But they are so focused to that one goal that जब वो मिलेगा तभी ही हम करेंगे. Right? But for me, that didn't work out, right? So for me, it's like I'm more open to opportunities, and I think that's why wherever I see opportunity, I take it.
Nice. And also, like, how do you balance your burnout in it? Because I know, like, as you mentioned, कि कुछ days आते हैं जिनमें लगेगा कि मन नहीं कर रहा. But I also know there is this toxic loop in ambitious people जहाँ पे उनको मन करेगा rest करने को, or maybe they are burnt out. But if they take rest, they'll feel like, why am I taking rest? Why am I not doing something? So how do you manage those emotions, or you cut it out?
Like for me, it will be like either playing PUBG, playing my Xbox, right? And then that 1 or 2 hours you play, after that suddenly you have that energy back, right? Or if you like, I did a lot of karate in my childhood, right? So I'll just do some practice of that, right? Some exercise, and then I'll be like, okay, my brain again starts to grind. And I've seen that if I shouldn't stay empty stomach. Right?
Then
I'll feel
cranky.
drained. No, I don't get cranky, but then I'm drained out, and then I don't think clear. Right? I have noticed that if I am healthy eating, right, it doesn't matter. I can eat only fruits, right? But I need something. Then my brain works much better.
Nice. So the way I'm understanding is when you want to take break, you naturally just go and do things which you love to do.
Yeah.
And once you just start doing it, then you don't care.
Like even I will start cleaning my car, right? Or I'll change the oil or change something in my car, right? Because that is just me and the car, right? So that 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
After that, I'm completely recharged.
Yeah.
And while doing the work, my mind will be again like, okay, I need to do that, right? तो वो वापस thought आने शुरू हो जाते हैं. जो आपका वो बैटरी पूरी डाउन थी, right? वो slowly चार्ज हो गई, and you again start to think.
Nice. And also I think, like as you mentioned, like you just start doing something else other than the work which you really needed to do. It can be just building things, and also if you just take rest that day, it's fine, right? Because
I'm not a lot of a resting guy. So like मुझे रात को like 7-8 hours मिल गया, that's it, right? But I cannot just sit around and do nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
like you also really struggle with that.
Yeah, like I need to do something. Yeah, that's why I'll either be playing games or I'll be going out for a walk or a trail, right? Like I need to be doing something, but that recharges me.
Interesting. But what if someone really wants to take a break day? Do you think they should guilt themselves into?
No, why the guilt? Like it will be one day later, right? It's not like our 12th grade exam or IELTS exam that it's gone and then it's nothing like that, right? Like life gives you so many different choices.
Yeah.
And it's a good amount of lifespan, right? So you can take a break. It's okay. Well, like as it's important to build something, it's also important to live your life.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like आज मैंने डे खराब कर दिया, अब उसके अंदर ही you are looping into ये बहुत खराब कर दिया. नहीं, you just did what you love, right? It's nothing.
Yeah, I like the way you gave that example of ये कोई एग्जाम थोड़ी है अभी
ये कुछ नहीं है, right?
कि कल अभी गया अब तो सारे बोर्ड्स में नंबर खराब आ रहे हैं अब हो गया.
Exactly.
But the more important thing is कि like if you take rest and the next day you are trying even harder, like that's what it matters, right? बस करना नहीं रोकना है. It doesn't matter how many breaks you are taking or what different things you are trying on, बस रुकना नहीं है basically.
Yeah, because sometimes you have the right intentions, you have the resources, you have everything. But for some reason it might not work out. Yeah. And after 6 months, something works out. The same thing works out and you're like, अरे ऐसा कैसे हो गया? Right? But it's just maybe the timing or whatever it is, right? But it works out, yeah.
Nice. And also like when you were building your side hustles, I know you gave some examples of like how you gravitated into real estate, but how did you know which is the right thing for you? Or which is not? Like, let's say in businesses also, you must have tried out multiple options and then you're like, oh, maybe this is the right thing for me. This is the eureka moment. So how did you decide like where to put your eggs in?
Well, the main thing with real estate is it's a long-term game, right? I feel like some of my clients, or I've seen that mentality, they want instant money, right? Which happened few years back. The property prices started to double, or there was a huge upside to the properties, right? But realistically, it's a long-term game. So I always think as, is the location good? Is the family, they're gonna grow, or is it for retirement, right? So there's so many aspects to it that you have to look into the details. That, for example, if it's a new neighborhood, then it will be usually people between like 30 to 40 years of range. There will be kids, or kids will be coming in next 2 to 5 years, right? So it will be a new neighborhood. So you'll get that energy, you'll get that help from your neighbors, right? If it's a business, it's like, what do you know? Like, do you know how to run a business?
Yeah.
Right? If someone has a manufacturing in India, right, he will be good here. But if he has manufacturing in India and he wants to start a restaurant, 6 months, year, he wouldn't know what he's doing. So that thing is important, that you know what you're doing, right? Or you have the circle who knows what they're doing.
Yeah. So at least you can get those ideas and suggestions from them.
Yeah. And that's why it's really important that you know what you're doing, I would say. And that's where mentorship again comes in.
So for the discussion so far, the way I understand it is, the first most important thing is to stay curious.
Yeah.
You should have that hunger of scalability.
Yeah.
If you are curious and you have that knack of, no, I want to scale something, then that's your starting point.
Exactly.
The second most important thing is having a mentor, because they are the ones who will help you get ahead in the game. And the third is building connections, right? Like building connections and having a circle which have the same mindset as you, so that they can push you, give you suggestions, and like these three things are very important towards building that successful life. Right? Or if there is anything you want to add.
I agree. Like on connections, I feel like it doesn't matter who, everyone has something to give, right? So if someone says that, okay, I don't like this guy, or I don't want to hang out with him, but even they will have something, right, that might be beneficial to you, not today, but maybe 5 years down the line. Right? So keeping connection with everyone is important. It's not like you have to be super picky, नहीं ये इसी के साथ रहूँगा तो ही मुझे सक्सेस मिलेंगी, इसके साथ रहूँगा तो नहीं मिलेगी, ऐसा नहीं है. Right? It's like आज उनकी mental state different है, कल उनकी mental state different होगी. Right? So you don't have to be like, हमें judgmental नहीं, like that's what worked out for me. Like मैं judgmental नहीं होता हूँ usually कि ये खराब है, ये अच्छा है, इसके साथ ही घूमो, नहीं, सबके साथ घूमो, राइट? आज इसका माइंडसेट सही है तो यू ट्यून विद हिम, कल इसका माइंडसेट सही है, यू ट्यून विद देम.
Like with their different phase of life, you don't know like who will fall back on.
Exactly.
Nice. And how do you decide कि like, okay fine, these are going to be my go-to? Like ये with energy हो ही जाता है.
हो ही जाता है. Like you'll have few friends who will be more, tuned with you. तो वो naturally आ जाता है. And then plus like even if you're tuned, but let's say मेरा एक friend US में बैठा है, मैं क्या कर लूँगा? Right? वो दो इंडिया में बैठे, मैं क्या कर लूँगा?
Yeah. Next thing I would like to know is कि like let's say if anyone out there who is doing a job right now, they just want to start a side hustle tomorrow morning itself. So what do you feel? What steps either they can do to start a side hustle like tomorrow itself? Like for example, for me, I felt like I'm very good in content creation or I like being on camera. So when I was thinking about side hustle, the first thing that came to me was, oh, maybe let's start a podcast. So how does it look for you, or what advice you can give to everyone?
Well, you're doing great at the podcast. I would say that whatever field you are in, you should start something related to that. If you try to do something that you don't understand, it will be a nightmare. You should not go into something that you don't understand. First, if you want to try something, do what you know, right? And then you can build, right?
Right.
So that helps you in taking a calculated risk other than going blind into you don't even know where you're going, right? So that is something that I would highly recommend. The other thing is if you have capital, then it's little different. If you have capital, then you can buy businesses. You can have someone help you in guiding you that, okay, this is a good business. They explain it to you, right? So that's something that we do is, okay, we go to a client, say this is like what all the info on the property or whatever we see that will be beneficial. That's a little different. But if you are someone who doesn't have the capital right now to go and spend out, then you should always try to go something in your field. Like how I did was I had the full-time job and then I went to 2-3 different companies. I got contracts from them and I was doing part-time work for them, right? So that one source of income multiplied into 3, right? And instead of getting 1x experience, I started getting 3x experience. Because all company work little differently. They have different clienteles. So my CAD skills, which I was doing in mechanical, they improved.
And did your job allow you to do like a part-time? Because I know a lot of jobs, they don't allow you, like the corporate ones, they don't allow you to have any other job, right?
So that's something that you have to be, like, I don't know personally who's working where, right? But for me, it was okay, right? Because it was just a CAD services. But if let's say you are in IT and that's something that your company doesn't allow you, then in that case you'll need to have some capital that you can go out and invest, right? Because otherwise, let's say I can say if you're in IT and you want to come into mechanical, you wouldn't know how to, right? Even if you come, you wouldn't get any jobs, you wouldn't do anything. So, but if it's a startup, it's different. If let's say you have an idea and you want to go and build something on that startup, if it's a solid idea, I would say look out for some people, get your good circle, right? And get that other people who know with different skills, and then you can hone on it, right? Then you can start up a good, successful business.
Oh, interesting. So I think the only difference, like you mentioned, between a builder and investor is just to see if you have that capital.
Exactly, definitely. Because that's why, like, if you don't, our immigrant problem is that the immigrant mindset is either I've seen a lot of students want to send money back. Right? So when you're sending money back, you're earning a lot, right? But then you don't have capital here to survive. Right? So once you don't have that capital, it takes extra 5 years to build that capital. Once you have sent out all the money back, then you start your savings, right? And then you can start a profitable business here, right? So it depends on who is where on different stages of life, right? So, but anyone can start a startup, I think, because the government grants are good. You need, and I'm sure like everyone has friends who are in different sectors, right? Bounce your ideas, learn from them, right? And try to start something cheap, right? Because if you try to put all your money in one idea, if it doesn't work out, you'll be 2 years back. You'll have to start again, saving, and then you build your money, right? So I would highly recommend don't take like mad risk, right? Then that will set back your life 2 years because all your savings will be gone.
Yeah. Interesting. And how do you decide that if it's a mad risk or not?
It pitched me the idea and I can tell you. But
We'll
no,
attach
honestly,
Dharmil's link down in our
No, but-
description.
that would be in a funny note, but yeah, it depends. You'll have an idea what you're doing, right? You need to have your Excel sheets. You have to see what you're making versus what the market is wants to pay. If, for example, it's a product, right? Call your friends and family, ask them, hey, what would you think of a product that would be I would be selling for, let's say, X amount of dollars. They'll just say, oh, that's too high, I wouldn't pay. Other would say, yeah, but I don't need it, right? So you'll have a market idea about
Yeah.
that product. So even before launching, you'll know what the market value is, how
Wow.
much they, like, if a customer wants to pay or not, do they
Yeah.
actually need it, right? So the startup we did was about the smart air filters, right? So every house in Canada has centralized air circulation, the furnaces, right? So the indoor air quality is worse than the
Oh,
outdoor air quality.
really?
It's way worse.
Oh my god. Even with the air purifiers.
Air purifiers will do their job. That's why
Yeah.
you need them. But if
Yeah.
you don't have air purifier or you don't change your air filters regularly, it's stale air that you're constantly recirculating.
Oh my god.
Right? So we saw that, okay, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Let's fix it.
Yeah.
We reached out to our family, friends. We told them that, hey, this is what we're doing. But we found out that individual level, people don't really understand science so much.
Yeah.
All they care about is, I can get a filter for $30 from Costco. Why should I pay $100? Right?
True.
But even though the $100 is only one-time payment, and then you'll be paying $30 ever after, you'll be changing the filters less.
Yeah.
The airflow will improve,
Yeah.
so your energy cost goes down,
Yeah.
right? But not everyone understand this. They look at 30, 100, right? But the same thing when we go to like hospitals, schools,
Yeah.
they understand. They understand that, okay, their energy bill will go down by 10%, 20%, 30%, right?
Yeah.
Then they'll be like, this makes sense. Our air quality improves. Our was like a smart system, so we used AI, machine learning. So what that did was, no one knows when the filter is dirty, right? People forget. They'll be
Yeah.
like, when did I change? Well, I don't know. They just pull out, one more month, put it down, right?
Yeah.
But is it actually dirty? Are you breathing bad air,
Yeah.
right? So that's something that we had AI and ML do, right? That helped us in going out to different public infrastructures, hospitals, schools. And during COVID, so we started before COVID,
Yeah.
and COVID happened, and it was so much easier to explain to people because people knew that what we are breathing could have viruses, could have bacteria, could be contaminated,
Yeah.
right? So people understood what we were helping them with. Then the air purifiers market took off, right? So it's something that whatever you wanna start needs to be practical, right? You have to reach out to people. You need to know how much people want to pay. Is it a residential thing or is it something that commercial could be held for, right? So any product that you see right now around you, right, didn't exist 50 years back, right? Like the smartphones or anything didn't exist. So it's a constant innovation that happens. So if you have an idea, you want to work on it, so that could make you a lot of money.
Interesting. And I'm pretty sure all the viewers, they would love to know this whole startup journey, because there are so many people out there who want to do a startup, but if they hear a success story and how to implement step by step, or at least get an idea, like they would benefit a lot.
Definitely.
And we will definitely have another episode for that because this whole startup journey, I think it's so insightful, and you actually know, like having traveled down that whole journey,
Yes.
it seems like you know all the nitty-gritties of it.
It's like right now in India, the startup culture is crazy. It's doing so much better, but we have to catch up, right? Because I know that all of us who came as a student, right, have to work so that we can pay our bills. So there is no way we put so much time into a startup or we can do all of those things. But have some time set aside. Try to get something done on your startup, right? That one little idea, it may be only make you $100,000. Don't think of millions. Think of 10,000, 100,000, 50,000 first. There is no way you'll make $1 million right away, right? The Apple, the Google that you see is like 5-10 companies that made off, right? But realistically, $10,000 you getting from a startup profit is amazing. I feel like even getting $10,000 is not a small thing, right? Because you work so much, so many months to get $10,000 actually saved up, right? So that $10,000 profit from a startup is not a small thing.
Yeah.
And then you see how you can scale up.
Interesting. And I like the metric, like how you laid it down, so that
people think that I will make millions. But the millions sounds amazing because that's what we have been hearing from so many different places, right? But actually, you start from that first dollar or first $10 or first $20, right? That the first item that you sell and you get money is that's where you start from. Right, so first $10,000, $50,000 profit is the real numbers. Right. Once you get like too much into it, you get into the millions. Then you won't be listening to this podcast.
That's when you switch it off.
Work, no podcast. Work.
And also, I want to know, like, when you look at people around you, how do you get at least a sense of, like, as you said, like you do get a sense of like who are the people who actually take action and whereas people who are just talking about it?
So I'd say talkers and doers. So I feel like we have a lot of talkers, right? Nothing wrong with it, but either they want to do it, but they're afraid of failure, or they don't have the resources, or they just love to talk about, oh, Trump did this, oh, he did this. They'll always talk about big things, right? But the doers, they have to start small. Right? There'll be very few who actually did their first big IT thing or big product launch and they were successful and did amazing. You might have to go through a cycle of innovation. You might have to go through a lot of ups and downs. You might have to pitch your ideas, right? There's so many platforms that you can pitch your ideas on. Right? They'll guide you. They'll have mentors that will help you go through that process, right? But you have to know that. Coming to a new country, it's difficult to know that people, to make that connections. So you have to start small, but start.
True. I think it's just taking that one next step.
Exactly. It's like investing. It's similar to investing. Like you have to invest that first $10 or $1,000 before you have that $10,000, $100,000 in your bank, right? But it will start from $10, $1,000, right? Before you see that 100.
Right.
So it's like whatever, same with startup, is like you have to start small, right? Because you don't have the capital. If you had, let's say, $5 million in your bank account, I can show you good properties, good businesses that will make you 10%, 20% a year, right? But we don't have that amount. So you have to start with something that's practical and something, you look at real numbers. That's why an Excel sheet that helps you looking at the numbers that would actually make.
Nice. And I like the Excel idea because that is what the bridges between your imagination and reality, right?
Yeah, you have to pen it down. You put it on your computer or your laptop, right? You have to see that if I do this, what will happen, right? And that once you start doing it, your mind sets like, okay, I can do it. What's the next step? Okay, let's do this. Right? Okay, I need a manufacturer, or okay, I need this service from this website. Okay, let me subscribe to, for example, Gemini Pro or ChatGPT Pro. Is it helping me? Then you look at, okay, yes, it did. If it doesn't, stop the payment. Don't recur your payments. Right? So it's like strategizing that like every step. That's it.
And I think that's a very interesting idea, because I've also heard in like a lot of podcasts, other podcasts, that
Yeah.
people say the metric which will define how successful you'll become in life is the gap between your idea and execution. So
Definitely.
like, as you said, like let's say at night you got this idea, you want to start something, and the
Yeah.
next day morning itself, if you sit and you write down, you see your metrics, okay, fine, like
Yeah.
how much can I invest right now? What's the next thing I can build right now?
Yep.
You actually build as simple as Excel, like you said, then that's the first action you are taking.
Right. Like
And-
just have a bill of material. For me, I'm a mechanical engineer, so for me it's like bill of material. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I have to build anything, it's like, okay, I'll need so and so amount of metal, so and so amount of wood, so and so amount of screws. This is the hardware. This is this. Then I'll see, okay, where do I get it from? Right. What is the cost? What I can sell it for? Right. So it's
Right.
similar in almost everything. Once you have laid it down in the Excel that, okay, this is what I'll do, this is how much I can sell for, this is my costing, this is my labor, then you will have a real idea. And that's what
Right.
doers do, right? So it's simply execution, and you'll see, oh, ये नहीं हो सकता, right? ये तो impractical है. मैंने
Yeah.
सोचा तो क्या था, पर ये तो impractical निकला,
Yeah.
right? तो you won't go into that loop of मैं बस सोचता रहूँगा, right? You go into a actionable mode that you
Yeah.
see that नहीं ये impractical है,
Hmm.
right? But after 2-3 weeks, 6 months, you're like नहीं ये practical है, right? And then you start working on that, you get more resources and build.
Oh, I think that's a great way of like dividing and putting things down, because I think this also ties back to then again like calculating that risk, right? कि like
Exactly.
आप ये business job start कर रहे हो, that's
Exactly.
even worth it, yeah.
Yeah.
How much calculated risk you should take.
Mhm.
Oh, interesting. And talking about risk now, I would like to know, Dharmil, like when you started out, like when you were doing your first job, so how did you save your money? Like, because I'm pretty sure you were ambitious, like it
Yeah.
clearly looks like you've been ambitious like since day one, and you had that vision. So how did the money saving look for you, or the bifurcation of?
So I think I was clear on one thing, that I don't want to spend money that doesn't make sense to me, right? Like whatever I have to pay for the minimum rent, like I'll share the housing space. If I can use public transport, or if I can share a vehicle, right? I'll try to minimize my cost. That will maximize my savings. Your only goal for first couple of years should be maximize your savings. Because we, like all of us, paid fees through our parents. We didn't pay our fees,
Yeah,
right? Our parents paid it.
yeah,
So we came at $0. So every dollar we make is a profit,
yeah.
right? But every dollar we spend
That's
is gone,
liability.
right? So it's like, try to maximize your saving. If you don't need that Starbucks, don't drink it. If you don't need to buy a car, don't buy it. Use public transport for that extra year, but that's so many dollars in your pocket that you're keeping. That
Interesting.
going out and having lunch and dinner doesn't make sense. If you can get a cheap tiffin service, get it.
Yeah.
Because that will save you so much money in long term,
Yeah.
right? That frugal living in those initial days will help you build a lot of wealth in long term.
That's like getting up the fuel for your
Exactly.
rocket to launch.
Exactly. Like it's like मेरा first paycheck आया, चलो मैं गया गाड़ी खरीद ली और मैं पेमेंट में देता रहूँगा,
Yeah.
right? पर वो basically my salary is going directly in the loan,
Yeah.
right? तो मेरे पास क्या बचा, right? It should be like, it should come to me, and then I decide कि where I wanna have my finances look like.
And what did it look for you? Like you just mentioned the bifurcation.
Yeah.
At least like when you were starting out, what did
I
it
think
look
I
for
was
you?
saving almost 60 to 70% of my income, right? Because I had someone from work who would give me a ride, right? Then I had tiffin service, so I didn't have to go out for groceries. All I would have to buy is only some milk, fruits, and just something, right? But I didn't have to actually go and buy rice bags. I didn't have to go buy lentils, nothing. Tiffin aaya, khaya, no cleaning. So I would save time on that. I could be working a job for that 1 extra hour.
Yeah.
I'll be making money, right? Then I didn't have a car. That saved me a lot of money because I was living in Brampton that time. And in Brampton, the insurance, everyone knows, is the maximum insurance I would pay.
Oh my God,
I
really?
I was under 25, right? And I was in the neighborhood which has maximum insurance. So would have afford a car? Yes, right? But would have saved it? No, right? So once I save that money, then I could invest, and that investment can pay for my car. If that makes sense.
No, it does. It does.
Right?
And
but it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. So if you want to build wealth, cost cutting is number one. Increasing your savings is the most important thing. I'm not saying that you don't never go out for lunch, never go out for dinner. I have explored almost every restaurant in Brampton, right? I have had so many camping trips. We have drove to Halifax, we have drove to Banff, we have drove to Vancouver. We have had amazing time, but it's just that you don't spend on unnecessary things. If you can get that tiffin for $7 or $10 a day, you don't go out and spend $30, $50.
And I know there is this logo, like this lingo which is out there right now. You only live once.
That's true.
And I know there are a lot of youngsters, like especially even on social media. Whenever I open social media, that's the first thing I see. You are young. Travel as much as possible, or like just go try out different things. And like, don't get me wrong, I do agree to those things as well. But where do you think that sweet spot is?
No, you go out, you have amazing time, but it should not be like you're spending all your resources, right? So what we used to do is we would rent a car. We would be 5 of us in that car, so that rent will be in 5. I'm not only renting the car, right? We'll split in that 5, whatever the gas is, we'll split. The trip is, let's say, 5 days, 10 days. We give the car back. There's no expense after that on the car.
Interesting.
Right? We all 5 had fun.
Yeah.
And the financial burden was not on one person.
Yeah.
Right? So then you can have fun, you can eat out, you can do everything, but the cost was split between 5 people.
Interesting.
And that's why having a good group, friends is important.
Everything is tying back to.
But that's how you plan, right? Like if you think that I want to live, मैं ही सब कुछ कर लूँगा, मुझे किसी की ज़रूरत नहीं है, right? Lot of people think that, I'll manage everything, मैं सब कुछ कर लूँगा, मुझे किसी की ज़रूरत, I don't need friends, अरे इसने ये बोल दिया, अब मैं इसके साथ मतलब ये, but it's not that. If you go together, you'll go longer, right? So it's important that you finance your whatever money you have in a smart way, that you have fun as well as you save.
Right. And also, like, how did the budgeting evolve, like when you became a couple? Because I know there are so many people out there who are in our age bracket only, late 20s. And there are also so many people like who have their other halves from India, like just coming out over here, like they have recently become a couple and things. So how did your budgeting strategy that evolve, like once you? It
definitely evolves. So what happens is, it was only one income versus now I have 2 incomes. Yeah. Right? So it's a great thing. I feel it that way. It's not like your expenditure increases by a lot, right? Because I understand that new couples need to have like a separate condo, 1 bedroom, or they want their privacy, right? But beyond that, you should be in the mindset that like we might have 3 or 4 years living in that condo, leasing, but I want to be an owner, right? we want that our investment grows, because the next thing is they're going to have kids.
Yeah.
Right? So their responsibility is just going to increase.
Yeah.
So if your money is not invested,
Yeah.
not diversified, you will feel stuck after like 7-10 years. Right? When you'll see other people who have saved, who have invested grow, you'll be like, "Arey, ye kya ho gaya?" Meri to ye, I had a similar job.
Yeah.
I was in the similar, I came to Canada in the similar time, right? I did everything the same way. The only thing you didn't do is save and invest, right? You cannot have that like dead cash on your hands. You have to invest. Maybe it's stocks, ETFs, or real estate, or what. Like, I'm not a financial advisor, but you have to find your thing and invest, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't invest and just keep that dead cash, that $500,000 house, once it's at 700, right, you have to pay more, right? But luckily right now that $1 million house is at 800, then you can buy, right? But how long this continues, we don't know.
Right.
Oh,
interesting. So Dharmil, just to summarize like what we have discussed so far, अगर तुम्हें rough numbers देने हैं on like how much a person should save on when they are single, whereas like compared to like when they are a couple, then can you just give like rough estimates so that people can get like a rough blueprint?
Sure. So I find that when you're single, you can save much more because you can live in shared accommodations. You can have like different services which are cheaper compared to cooking on your own or going out for lunch and dinners. Also, I would say that once you're married or you are in a relationship and you're having a private lease house or something, then you tend to overspend because you want to feel that you want to go for like either downtown Toronto, or you want to live by Lakeshore, or you want something that is more convenient and lifelike, right? But if you can get a good deal, it's good. But I would recommend that for the initial years, save up that money so you pay less on rent, and that can help you.
Okay, so how does, like in rough numbers, what does the savings look like?
Yeah, so rough numbers, I would say that when you're single, roughly your expense should be 50% and you should be saving 50%. So the rent could be roughly 20-25%, and then the rest 25% could be your mobile bills, your groceries, or you want to go visit like Niagara or wherever you want to go. And then if you want to go for food or whatever it is, 25% should cover that, and 25% for the housing, and then the 50% should be your savings. And once you're married, I would say that the combined income, right, you should not spend more than 40% on your residence, and everything like 20-30% should be at least cover all the other expenses like your car, your mobile bills or groceries, your dining out, everything should be covered, and then you should be saving at least 20-30%.
Interesting. And following up on that, like what do you feel immigrants overspend on without even knowing?
I've seen a trend with new immigrants that they love to buy new cars. They love that feel of the new car. They love to, show that, see, I've made it, right? But I feel like if you stop spending on expensive cars, if it's like a necessity for your job, go for a reasonable car instead of going like a flashy new car, because there is only not just the car, you're also paying for the insurance, which is many a times very expensive.
Right.
So given the combine how much you're spending on the car, it's actually up. And once you have a car, you will go more out for dining, you'll go more for like visiting your friends, family, then you'll also go out more for to parks, and you'll find a place to go, right? So you spend more.
Right.
So that's something that I would highly recommend newcomers. And the other thing is, if you can, save on rent. Try to negotiate the price with the landlord,
Yeah.
right? That $200 less you're paying,
Yeah.
right? Multiply that by 12,
Yeah.
right? So you are saving a lot by the end of the year.
Wow.
Right? It's not just 200 a month, but when you do by the year, that's something that you save.
Oh, interesting. And also, Dharmil, like, let's say if you're talking to someone, and even I'm curious about this,
Yeah.
like, when someone starts earning in Canada or anywhere in the world, like, they have just started
Yeah.
and they don't know anything about investing. Like, they are a beginner in investing. So, what would you suggest them? Like, where should they invest? Like, if they know nothing?
The first thing you should do is open a TFSA. That's a great way to invest without getting taxed. The second thing, if you want to live long term in Canada,
Yeah.
I would recommend everyone to open a FHSA, right? That's for your first home buying. Basically, that money is again is a tax benefit from government, right? Which will help you in your first down payment for your house, right?
Okay.
And the third thing I would recommend is putting money in different saving or checking accounts. One that you have made only to save. So what I did was I'll have 3 accounts, checking, savings, normal, and then one bank which I would have only one account, which I'll put maybe $100, $200, $300, sometimes 1,000, 2,000, right? But that amount I'll never touch.
So, that's like
That's
your
like a logged thing,
amount.
logged amount, right? You'll see that grow eventually, right? But that wouldn't take long to become big.
Interesting.
I would say, like, if you want to go out for dinner, you didn't go today, that $50 you saved, put it into that. Think like that money's gone,
Yeah.
right? You spend it, but you actually saved it, right? So that big amount, once you save it, you could use it in your investment, in your first home, or if you want to start a business, you have a amount to work with.
Oh, interesting. And do you think, Dharmil, there is like a threshold or any minimum amount, like when if people have saved, then they can think like, oh, now I can finally start maybe my business or investing or...
I mean, it's different for everyone. I would say for investing in stocks or ETFs, right? Even $10 does it. As little as $10, you can start investing. You won't see any returns, right? But as soon as you keep that habit going,
Yeah.
right, you learn from that $10. It's not about you only have $10, but you're learning. Instead of losing $1,000 or $10,000, you'll
Yeah.
only lose $10,
Right.
right? So the factor that you are putting in terms of your security, or you are looking at, okay, I'm a beginner, I don't know what to do. So $10 is okay if it's gone. But if you lose $1,000 as a beginner, you'll be like, oh my God, I'll never do that again, right? That fear kicks in, or
Yeah.
they'll be like, okay, I don't know what to do,
Yeah.
right? Then they're not motivated enough. But
Right.
they see as, okay, only $10, $15, $50, then it's okay.
Right. And
That I would recommend.
And even like you just mentioned that you would say, like, let's stick that $50
Yeah.
like you were keeping in your other account.
Yeah.
So let's say if even anyone is investing even in like through TFSA, so what would you recommend them? Because I know there are a lot of people who invest like in stocks or ETFs, and if
Yeah.
someone actually wants to start their journey in that, then how would you say that? How would that person should start their journey in that investing?
So once you open the TFSA, right? So start putting in some amount in it, depending on your limits. But once you start putting that amount, try to play with it, because you're not gonna get taxed on the profit that you make in that account, right?
Right.
So that's a huge benefit. And once you see that yes, you can do it, and your limit increases, then you can start pouring in more money into it. That would be a good strategy for beginners.
Oh, interesting. And do you think ETFs are more safer route for anyone?
Yes.
Or do you think like if there are some stocks which, and I know there are thousands of financial advices out there and people can refer that, but what do you think is a safe place to begin with?
Safe place is always ETFs, because it's like a lot of companies
Yeah.
into one. So if one company doesn't do well, the whole ETF doesn't go down. But if you're
Right.
invested only in one company and that doesn't do well, then all your money goes down. So that's something that ETF secures, right?
Yeah.
And then you can also go through banks. They also have many recommendations,
Yeah.
which I would say if you are only looking for that, go for like a financial advisor in a bank. They will advise you better than me. But that's something that I did on my own. That I'll look at the ETFs, I'll look which companies are in it, and then I will individually pick them up, and then you can also invest through that.
Wow, that's a great strategy. Like, that's a very fresh take I've heard about investing. And also, Dharmil, like, while you were buying your first house in Canada, so how did you go about the saving strategy around it?
So when I was saving up, there was no FHSA accounts. So for me, it was saving in a regular savings account. But again, I didn't touch that. That amount has to be unused, right? It's not like, oh, I want to plan a trip, I'll just take $2,000 out of it, I have it in savings. No. If you don't touch it, you don't touch it. It's only if you want to make an investment,
Yeah.
right? You should use that amount. And that helps you in, first of all, disciplining your spending, right? So that discipline helps you in cost cutting wherever you can, right? You wouldn't buy any unwanted clothes, you wouldn't buy anything that's unnecessary. You will stop spending unnecessarily if you're not seeing that amount in your savings account.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
If I see that I have $10,000, I'll be like, okay, let me use 3,000. What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Right? But once you see that, okay, instead of 10,000, it's only 2,000, then you're like, oh shit, like I should be cautious. Like, where should I use that? If I pay the rent, I'll be only left with this much, right? So that will keep you thinking that, okay, I gotta earn more,
Yeah.
right? And I have to spend less. But meanwhile, the other account is kind of growing. And that really helped me in putting the down payment. And the other thing I did was diversify my incomes. I wasn't going about just with one job, right? Wherever I can find opportunity to get different sources,
Yeah.
I'll go out and try to save that money and put it again into that other savings account that I had instead of putting directly in the one that I use.
And was it like a general savings account, or I've also heard there is this buzzword like high yield savings account?
Yeah, so when I started, Wealthsimple had a good savings account. They were giving like 3% rate, which is higher than compared to other bank rates. So I had that for a while, and then I think I again switched to some bank which was giving 5% for first 6 months or for 1 year. So I keep moving depending on the percentage where I get higher.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't recommend switching too much if you're not comfortable, because it's better to get 3%,
Yeah.
right? And then having only one account instead of moving too much.
That's interesting. And so far in the next segment, I know we have so many things to talk about, Dharmil, and I would definitely like to dive more into like how does a real estate landscape look for you in Canada, and also about like how did you have the whole startup journey. But I'll uncover that in a different podcast episode.
Sure.
For now, I'll start with some fun aspect to the podcast, which is the
Alright.
rapid fire round.
Awesome.
Let's start with the rapid fire. So the layout goes pretty simple, and it's for anyone who's watching this for the first time. You just have to choose one option and also like your why behind it. Like, why do you feel you want to go with this option? It can be fun too.
All right.
So job versus business.
Business.
Why?
It's scalable.
So
You
the
can scale the
scalability.
business, and if you scale right and good, you can have multiple businesses which run on themselves instead of you actually being the only runner.
Interesting. And save versus invest.
First save, then invest.
One follows the
One
other.
follows the other, yes.
And even for that, do you think there is any threshold amount for people to begin, or it can, like as you mentioned, it can be as simple as like $10?
It's about building the discipline. It's about what you can do with $10, you can do with $100,000. If you don't do that with $10, you're not going to do that with 100,000.
So it's about building that
the discipline,
muscle
right.
and that discipline.
So once you start doing with that with $10, next day you'll be doing with 50, 100,000, right? So your mind, you're disciplining yourself, right? So that helps.
And Toronto versus anywhere cheaper.
Anywhere with good weather.
Because I've heard like there are so many conflicting views on Toronto, because sometimes I hear that, okay, fine, like, you should be in Toronto because it's a land of opportunities, you can build your good network, but also at the same time, there is half segment of people who feel like, oh, no, not Toronto, because you'll end up spending so much, and the capital which you need to build, that will take much more time. But what do you side with?
No, Toronto is definitely on the higher side, but if you compare it to, let's say, Mumbai or Delhi, right? If you live on a prime land in Mumbai, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Right? If you live on South Delhi, it's not cheap, right? So it's similar that if you live in Toronto, core, downtown, or some suburbs that are really good, then they're not going to be cheap. It's the same thing, right?
But do you recommend anyone staying here? Like if I'm someone who is in Ottawa right now and I'm thinking from these two segments, like one way my brain is going like, oh my God, Anishka, let's move to Toronto. I'll build, like the salaries are higher here, and you'll build good network. This is a land of opportunities, versus on like, okay, let's just get a job in Ottawa and maybe I can just build my capital here and not spend. Like which thought would you say you would side on?
I would say if you have a better opportunity in Toronto, it's definitely a good place. But let's say if you have the same job with same pay scale, I would say wherever you can save more makes more sense. Right? Because then you can invest in Toronto, right, and make more money later.
That's true. And also risk versus stability.
I would say a little risk.
Biggest money mistake.
Biggest money mistake that newcomers do?
Anyone does.
Anyone does. I would say wrong spending on things that they don't need, right? They want the highest Gucci bags, the best perfumes, the cars that are too flashy, right? But if you're starting up, I would say that hold your horses, right? You'll have your things. Like, if you have that one thing, it's okay. But if you want everything that's top class, you're spending too much, I feel. If you want that just one watch or just one perfume or one Gucci bag, that's okay. But when you go for everything that's top notch, I feel that you're spending too much, and that will reduce your amount that you can invest.
Right. Then it becomes more about like the life you're trying to show others.
Exactly. Then actually you can afford.
Exactly. Then the life which will actually fulfill you or take you long term.
Yes.
It's playing the long term game.
The difference between what you can buy and what you can afford.
Yes, just as my friend said.
The difference between what you can buy and what you can afford. The difference between what you can buy and what you can afford. And salary alone will never make you rich. Agree or disagree?
Completely agree.
So like as Dharmil had mentioned in the whole podcast, it's about diversifying.
Yes.
Trying out new things and diversifying as much as possible.
Because salary will make you rich, but only if you invest it. Like salary alone is not a bad thing. It's great for stability, but you should know that little amount you're getting, what are you saving, and how you can invest and grow.
Very interesting. And one more question. So this is more of like my closing question. If anyone right now, and it can be anyone from any age bracket, and they are feeling stuck financially right now, like they don't know what is the next step they should do, or anything that they can just wake up tomorrow and start doing and taking a step towards making smarter financial decision, or start tracking better, like being more financially better, then what would you tell
Well,
them?
I would recommend that first see whatever you're doing, right? Can you get a better job which is paying you more? If there is a job that's paying you maybe $1, $2, $5, how many amounts that it's paying more? That's more amount for the same time you're putting in, right? And so first try that. If that works out, then the next step I would recommend is that can you go to a different companies, right? And try to sell that as a service, right? And the third thing I would say is save and start investing.
And yeah, I think you have summarized it really well. And on that note, I would again like to reiterate that we will be coming back with more episodes with Dharmil. Like, he is also a real estate agent, so he knows so much about the landscape in Canada, like the whole real estate landscape, and also like how he built the whole startup. Like, step by step, he will let us know like how he actually pitched his ideas, got the investors. So all of this will be unscripted. Like, all of this will be shared in the podcast. So do stay tuned and do wait for our next episodes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So having said that, that's a wrap, guys. And do like, share, follow, subscribe, or share it with any of your friends, colleagues, or family members whom you feel might benefit out of this podcast. And also feel free to comment in our comment section about if you feel there was any part of this episode which you liked the most, or if there is any topic you would like us to cover. And we also have our previous podcast on how you can define success while having a setback, or on fitness, how you can build your own fitness journey. And stay tuned for more such insightful episodes. Till then, bye.